had they managed to save one of those double-figure swings, they could have chosen France, who they'd beaten 20-0 and would have a maximum carryover against. Instead, they had to face USA1, and of course everyone fancies their own teams, but there's at least a case to be made for saying that these are perhaps the strongest two teams out, although of course they didn't finish in first and second place in the round robin, so that's just a personal opinion, perhaps tempered by the fact that I support England and Gary supports USA, of course.
Well, David, what we have here is a fine match between two superb teams. I think we can agree on that, and that we would like the best team to win. Each of us, of course, feeling that we believe our country's team might be slightly better than the other.
There have already been some fabulous plays in this match, and I don't know, maybe some of the plays from yesterday are in today's bulletin. I haven't had time to have a look, but it's been a wonderful match, and some of the boards where it seemed that declarers had chucked away a cold game was just because we were sort of really looking at all the cards, and they were going for some end play. And in one case, the England declarer had been misled by a fantastic false card by one of the defenders and went for the end play instead of taking a simple line that would have made. So it's been a wonderful match, and we're hoping for more of the same. And one team's going to lose, but still it's going to be a great match, whoever wins.
So we see a fairly straightforward 2-no Trump opener, and the only question, and you can help me with this, David, how gold bids a one-suiter in a minor. In the USA, it's 3 clubs, followed by 4 diamonds, would often be the slam try in a single minor.
Yes, well, he may think that he's got the power to make 6 no trumps anyway with a suit like that and so many points. We'll see if he does. The way you describe is the standard way of playing, showing a long minor to bid some form of stamen and then bid the minor at the 4 level. Alternatively, you can use maybe transfers. 3 spades may have a special meaning, seeing as you bid 3 hearts with a spade suit. On the face of it, it's a pretty simple hand to bid. You've got absolutely incredibly good values, but there's an ace missing. Oh wow, just seen the heart ruff. Oh, he hasn't got any trumps to ruff with. Oh wow, what a lie of the cards. See, that's the risk of playing in diamonds, that there might be a ruff. And in 6 no trumps, it's absolutely easy.
So apparently 4 spades asks for aces.
No, that would be 2 below, try showing good diamonds, I think. He knows from the count probably that there can't be 2 aces missing. No, maybe he doesn't, but anyway, that's the way they would show a slam try in diamonds, I think. They bid 2 below, so 2 no trumps, 4 clubs would be. Some people use that as a slam try in hearts, 4 diamonds, a slam try in spades.
However, in this day and age, there are many upgrades to 1 or 2 no trump, and perhaps the point count can't be completely relied upon any longer.
No, but it's unlikely that he hasn't got any aces at all. So, and apart from that, you might still be missing the ace-king of either hearts or clubs. So it's not a hand that you're going to rush into bidding Blackwood. So 5 diamonds will have. He's only got, what bids has he got available? He's got 4 no trumps, 5 clubs, and 5 diamonds to say something about his suitability for diamonds. And I don't know which of those 5 diamonds shows. Right, one of the kibitzers is saying that 4 no trumps might be discouraging, 5 clubs Roman key card, and 5 diamonds encouraging. That was from Mike Bell, who's a top England player.
Well, taking a peek at the other table, David, Meckwell has bid briskly to 6 diamonds after a 2-spade preempt by Forrester in East over the opening precision club.
Yes, well, there's some sort of sacrifice position in spades, I dare say, after 3 spades. Robson may go to 6 spades, I'd have thought, on that West hand. So Gold is still looking for a Grand Slam, and let's hope this isn't the 4th time that the England team bid a Grand Slam with an ace missing. However, I've just noticed that, oh dear, by transferring to the strong hand they've put that club suit on lead, and he can, if there's a light and a double, if there is, he would have to guess which black suit to lead. However, they have the option of converting to 6 no trumps, or indeed of bidding 6 no trumps in the first place. So this is a potential disaster. North has signed off in 6 diamonds. South may still see that although he doesn't intend to go for a grand, he should correct to 6 no trumps. Oh no, right. And they haven't doubled for a light no, which might have scared them off into 6 no trumps. So it all depends on the lead.
Of course, Levin has been there many times before, knows that 6 no trump is a live possibility, and there you go. Unfortunately, David, the luck of the leap.
Well, I don't know that there's much luck about it, because it may be that Levin would have doubled 5 spades if he had a void spade. Would he have risked that? Yeah, I think he would have done. He'd have doubled 5 spades to get the spade lead. Mextrot and Rodwell have bid 6 no trumps in the other room, so we can say that although it's very, very unlucky to go off in 6 diamonds, they bid better than Bakshi Gold.
The Meckwell forcing club is a very potent weapon, and they can prove that even when the opponents try to preempt. So perhaps there's an argument for East bidding more than 2 spades over the opening 1 club. Not sure if that would have caused Meckwell any more complications.
Well, that's a body blow, isn't it? The tiniest of faults by Bakshi Gold. And the clubs are 6-0.
14 big imps. And now the margin is almost exactly what it was when the first board was pulled out. England starting with an 11-imp carryover because of a very fine round-robin victory over USA1.
I hear that the China team were in 6 diamonds doubled, maybe a light and a double, and made it doubled after presumably a spade lead, because the guy with 2 6-card suits is on a toss-up unless he's got some inference about artificial spade bids not being doubled.
So 11 presumably makes a limit raise in diamonds with his 3-club call. Very possibly a transfer to diamonds showing a limit raise.
Well, don't you have a convention called something like mini-max, or where you bid 3, you jump in the other minor to show a sound raise? 1 club 2 diamonds, or 1 diamond 3 clubs.
There are some who play that over a takeout double. Some play an old-fashioned Jordan 2-no trump, and some play what they call reverse Jordan, where 2-no trump is the weak raise in diamonds and 3 diamonds is the strong raise. I happen to play transfers over doubles, so in my system 3 clubs would be a transfer to diamonds showing a good raise. 3 diamonds would be a weaker raise.
Well, even 2 diamonds could go off if they take 2 clubs and switch to a heart and get a rough, so they're getting a bit high here. They've stopped in 4 diamonds, discovering that there's no club stopper. See how Bakshi doubled the artificial 3 clubs.
And of course we can see, because diamonds goes down, that clubs actually has only 3 losers as well. So 4 diamonds, although it appears the Americans got high, turns out actually to be a sacrifice against the making 130 in clubs. And I, of course, note that a heart shift by Bakshi will result in 2 hearts and a heart ruff. And the king of spades, so 4 diamonds isn't that good of a save, is it? So it'll be down 2, the spade from dummy will go away on the 4th round of hearts.
Maybe to find out where the king was, so he knows his partner's got the king of clubs. Queen of hearts, ace of hearts. He's won with the queen ace of hearts on a ruff, back to a club, and another heart ruffed. Then they still have to lose a spade, don't they?
Well, if this is correct, then they have simply taken the setting trick rather than get a heart ruff. Possibly Gold wasn't confident of Bakchi's heart spots and knew they had the setting trick, and took it along with the King of Spades. So that would have been very, very crisp to beat at 150, but they do collect a sound 100.
Still, Robson went plus in 2 no trumps, just losing 5, oh, only not losing 5 club tricks and 2 hearts, so must have got a spade lead and then taken 6 diamonds and 2 spades. Yes,
So
that's what happened. South led the 3 of spades.
England will win 4 ints for 120 and 50. I see Roland logging on. David, thank you, and good luck to both teams. May the best team win. I'll go to the other table.
Bye, Gary. So that's 6 imps back out of that catastrophic first board, and Gold is a very harsh player judging his own play. And I know when he missed a very difficult defence in some of the other match, he wrote up on his Facebook page how he should have found it and so on. But he'll probably think that he maybe should have bid 6 no trumps. He could have been worried about his singleton ace of spades and that a spade lead might stop 6 no trumps making. But the odds strongly favoured that 12 tricks were there. Tiny chance of an adverse ruff, it's true. They just happened to be 6-0, the clubs, just when you're playing one of the most important matches of your life.
Hello everyone. Hello David and Bill.
G'day.
You will want to look at board 1, where Gold decided to play in 6 diamonds and run into a 6-0 break, and transferred the contract into the hand where the 6 card clubs would be on lead. And there wasn't a light in the double, but he went off on a ruff when Mextroth and Rodwell quite rightly bid 6 no trumps at the other table, so 14 imps out of nothing.
Yes, somehow, David, you've got to pick up the pieces and just get on with your life. The grieving has to end.
But I'm here to comfort him if he needs that.
Good, good.
No, I already said I was taking this very calmly. It's just been a great match with some fabulous plays, and I won't particularly mind if the USA win. I mean, these are 2 of the best teams in the world having a thrilling struggle that we're all enjoying. And I've taken my heart pills, so I'm feeling very mellow.
All right, let's look at this contract with 3 top losers, 2 hearts and a club, and how about 4 hearts for East-West?
No problem in 4 hearts.
No. They can't do everything. They can take a spade ruff, but then they can't then they can't get a club trick as well. That's right. Is there an issue in 5 clubs, only 1 down? Perhaps there is. Certainly on a diamond lead, they can take a rough.
Yeah, I thought he would lead a spade. He's got shortage in partner's first suit and the ace, so the doubleton lead is attractive. He sort of knew though, didn't he? By 4-no trumps showed the diamond fit as well, so he might well have diagnosed the singleton diamond. 2 clubs double 2 diamonds, and Bakshi's 4-no trumps meant I want to sacrifice in one of the minors. So it was not entirely impossible for Weinstein to find the diamond lead.
Max Cross Rothwell against Forrester Robson.
Maybe the bidding at the other table didn't give such a clear pointer, which it is in retrospect, to a diamond lead possibly being successful. But you can see that if the diamonds had been 5-3 or something, then declarer might have eventually got spade tricks away if you didn't knock out the ace of spades, say, on a different lie of the cards. So you really can't tell. It seems that you're going to need some tricks from the spades, and if partner's got the ace, he can always switch to a singleton diamond. And both players have led the spade, so that may well be the best one, best prospect. Single dummy, just looking at their own hand. the diamond past 2 clubs, 2 hearts, did you say, or was there a different opening bid?
Yeah, started that way. And then 2 spades by Forrester, apparently.
Forrester bid 2 spades.
I don't know, I was just reporting what you said, Roland.
Yeah, it did. It did go double by West, Robson, and 2 spades by Forrester. He didn't sit, so maybe it was takeout. I don't know, but doesn't matter. He took out into 2 spades, and then they were off to the races and investigated Grand Slam. Even, would you believe? And would you?
Well, there's a sort of rule in bridge that if you investigate a Grand Slam, you better make 6 when you stop there.
Well, if you think 6 spades is high enough, then ask the pair in the Ireland USA2 match in the seniors, where USA2 bid and made 7 spades. But where do you get your 13th trick from? Or maybe you do automatically when you set up the 5th club and diamonds come in for 4 tricks.
No, that's 14 tricks, and that would be unnecessary. But I think if you can arrange to rough 3 clubs, which you can, you may have to finesse against the Jack of Spades. A small issue there.
Yeah.
Did you say who was in 7 spades?
Yeah, the US. You said the US seniors?
USA2 seniors, yes, against Ireland, and made it. But a trump lead, on a trump lead, you're 1 trick short. Or did I miss something?
Yes, you don't have the entries back to your hand, do you, to rough all the clubs and draw trumps.
Just seen that the England women's team is 31 victory points ahead of USA1.
Hardly victory points, but I know what you mean, David. Imps. And you can relax now, David, because the 12 imps scored on board 4 now.
I've just checked, and you are right, it was it was imps indeed. I just got too excited, despite having taken my heart pills. Perhaps a double dose was in order on a day like this.
Yeah, some in 6 spades, 1 in 7, some in 4, or at least 1. Acre Simpson in the same match stopped in 4 spades, I'm told. So you see, and many took 800 against 2 hearts.
The third England team is 22.5 imps, I think it is, down to Poland in the seniors event. Sure you've been following your seniors team, Bill. Australia-Sweden is 165 to 161, so there are a lot of close games all the way through all the 3 events, even though we're right in the middle of a 2-day quarterfinals. The teams are closely matched. It's really great.
Yes, that match wasn't close early, but it is now.
I assume Ron Klinger is playing in your team there, is that right?
Yep, that's right. Australia's got a pretty decent seniors team, and of course they came second in the round robin, but now this match has tightened up. They started extremely well in this match against Sweden, but I think this is the third consecutive session that Sweden is winning.
Well, we didn't focus on this hand, did we? But it's actually doing pretty well, I must say. Well, he has his contract now. I see two good spades in dummy still. Doesn't that mean 9 tricks? Yeah.
Yes, well he started with a good play at trick 1, going up with the ace of clubs on the club lead so that he had communications with his hand.
(20-20) hand. Easy to spot, so they shouldn't get too high. They don't have a fit. And 20-20, so they should really stop at the 1 level.
What do you do with one heart as north, you guys? Do you bid 1 no trump, or do you make a takeout double?
1 no, with 2 stoppers. Only 1, I would double.
Yeah, it's only 3 spades as well, so 1 no trump looks good. A lot of pairs use 2 clubs by East for takeout. So because of diamond, the no trump 2 clubs is a form of Stayman. So it seems that Weinstein has a 2 club bid, but perhaps it would have been conventional, so he can't use it. And apart from that, he'd probably expect to be outbid in some other suit.
Well, it can be gold thinking, and it can be Levin thinking. Now, gold could be thinking of bidding 2 clubs, but remember, that isn't Stayman. That is a puppet to 2 diamonds, and he doesn't really want to pass 2 diamonds. But he may choose that. And if he isn't thinking, it might be West, who may want to reopen with 2 diamonds. Who knows? What do you think? Who's thinking here?
I think it's pretty amazing that anyone is thinking.
Yeah, I'm with David. I didn't think either of them had the slightest problem. I mean, South doesn't want to take out. He's got Jack 10 fourth of hearts. And this is a situation where you don't want to go looking for a suit fit when your right-hand opponent's probably got a singleton heart. And as for West, to come back in vulnerable against Knott, opposite a partner who couldn't bid over 1 no trump, that's just suicidal.
Yes, how appalling that would be.
According to the video, it was West who was thinking. Levin thinking of bidding 2 diamonds, but decided against when partner had no bid after 1 no trump. Reasonably enough, although he feared that he would get a club lead, and against 1 no trump, of course, and that's why he was thinking, because partners always lead the suit where you have a singleton.
Now David's book warns against leading from 6-card suits on these auctions. He seems the simulations tend to suggest that partner always has a singleton. So you'd be pretty happy with this layout, David.
Yes, but I would lead a club from that holding.
So would
because
I.
you've got ace jack 10 sitting over the strong hand, and partner may well have a doubleton, so and you've got to get a lot of tricks to beat one no trump, so this doesn't matter. It's more when you've got, say, queen 10 to 6 or something like that, and a weak hand in particular. You've got no side entries, you're never going to set that up. So it's absolutely fine from ace jack 10.
I'm asked, wouldn't it be normal to lead the jack from ace jack 10 combination? Yes, I suppose most people do that. But then some play what's known as the coded 10, or the coded 9 for that matter, promising no or 2 cards higher. And apparently East-West do this. I always thought that this helps declare more than my partner if I lead a coded 10.
Well, that's a good decision. To work on the spades, he could have worked on the clubs probably, as the cards like. See, West holds up his ace twice to stop declarer getting access to the 13th spade.
You might play a diamond to the queen now. It rather looks like West has got ace-king, doesn't it, on the auction?
That's right. West has already shown up. East has shown up with ace-jack of clubs, and the jack of spades is 6. So that only leaves 14 points out.
It's not so much that West needs to have the ace-king of diamonds, the 13 points for his opening. He could be light. But if you then transport the king of diamonds into the east hand, it's now become a very powerful hand to just pass one no trump out. I don't think it's likely that the club lead was from just jack 10, apart from the fact that that breaks the code of their coded leads. West would probably have gone up with the ace.
Yeah, it does promise the jack. They would lead the 10 from jack 10. Rusinov leads.
I thought you said none or 2 higher.
That's what I thought before I looked it up. But they play Rusinov, so yeah, it promises the jack, not necessarily the ace.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe there was some reason for going wrong in diamonds, because
of the good hearts in dummy, a heart lead wouldn't have worked from the east hand, but it was certainly something that he might have considered. He would still have his ace-jack 10 over North's holding, and if West got in, he would have the option of pushing a club through without giving a trick to North on an initial club lead. And his partner was likely to have various entry cards to help him enjoy any long hearts that could be set up. So suppose West had Queen Jack to 5, then he might have been able to make some tricks in that suit, plus his top cards, plus 1 or 2 clubs.
At the other table, Robson did reopen with 2 diamonds. and I assume that they will end up in 2 hearts then. Forrester will give preference to hearts. That's obvious. So they're playing the hand in 2 hearts now.
Well, I really cannot understand bidding 2 diamonds. I know they've stopped in 1 no trump, so your partner is going to have some points. But he's not likely to have 3 hearts. He had the option of bidding 2 hearts over 1 no trump if he's got the points you know he has and 3 card hearts. So he's short in hearts, and you're just banking everything on finding a diamond fit. Of course, Robson is a truly world-class player, but I mean, that absolutely mystifies me. He could go for 800 or something.
Yep, it's a really dangerous bid. There you go. I think he'll probably escape for 1 down. I'm pretty sure the ace king of hearts will get led, and he'll lose 2 hearts, 2 spades, and 3 hearts, 2 spades, and a diamond.
It's dangerous because of the vulnerability. If it had been reversed, I don't mind 2 diamonds.
Gosh, I would never bid 2 diamonds at any score. Don't see the point in it. 1 no trump may be going down, so I wouldn't risk. Don't see there's much to be gained.
Well, it looks like 7 tricks, doesn't it? Or at least 6 tricks for the east-west. They're about to take their 4th, and I think they're going to take the ace and jack of hearts clubs as well. This might end up as a flat board, although it wasn't without interest, was it? I must say I'm a bit flabbergasted at the reopening bid.
I was slightly worried about it because I thought East might be playing in clubs at the other table, going off vulnerable, but they avoided that.
When would East bid his clubs, David?
Over 1 no trump if he had a chance.
Oh, I see. But when you mentioned that earlier, it is true that it's normal to play 2 clubs as the majors, but that's after one of a minor 1 no trump. Then 2 clubs will show the majors, but not after 1 heart 1 no trump.
No, exactly. So he might be bidding clubs.
What are the odds of getting 2 consecutive 1 no trump contracts in the same direction, David? You know everything about that.
Yes, I do. Well, it largely depends. Sorry, our cleaner is here, as you can hear. It largely depends on whether I'm commentating, Roland. The odds change completely. 1 no trump contracts are much more likely when I'm commentating, as you know.
Will Einstein go for the deception here, win a high heart, perhaps the ace, and then return the 5? Or maybe he'll play clubs? If he just plays ace king and another heart, the Declare's not going to have a lot of difficulty, I don't think.
But you have if you are going to make a deceptive play here in hearts, you better do it fast, I think. I think if for ages before you play the ace of hearts and a low heart, it will give the show away.
Apart from being a very good player, Gold has a fantastic memory for hands that he's played. The player many decades ago, Alan Haran, was said to have an elephantine memory for hands, but those of you who've been poring through the Bridge Winners site will see that David Gold is remembering hands that he played against Fantoni Nunes 4 or 5 years ago and says, now I understand what happened.
Now let's see what can Declarer do here. With only 4 top tricks, he can set up a diamond for his 5th. If he's very lucky, he can get many diamond tricks if he finds one defender with ace X and can lead a diamond through him. That's not the case here, of course.
Well, I think he'll try it, and it won't work, and he hasn't got a lot of options other than to lead towards the Queen of Hearts for his 7th trick. He could perhaps try for an end play, but his black suit stoppers are so feeble that it'll be hard to end play somebody without conceding too many tricks.
Well, I'm told that ducking the club is compulsory. I can't see why, but he didn't.
Well, it's hard to analyse the whole hand, but in general you wouldn't like to do it because they might switch to spades. It's true that defenders rarely do switch to the other suit where you've got a similar holding. But in theory, that can be one reason why you win early. The same as when Robson led his famous low heart from King, Queen, Jack to 5. Declarer went up with the ace when in fact he had the 10 in his hand because he didn't want a switch to come to spades.
Oh right, that was yesterday when Declarer had ace Jack 9 opposite a Singleton. That's right.
I'm going to right hand up for English Bridge, and there are quite a lot of interesting things can go through the brain of the player on lead with King, Queen, Jack to 5. I mean, if Declarer's got ace 1 in dummy opposite 4 to the 10, it's a well-known blocking play to go up with the ace, knowing that the guy can't have underled King, Queen, Jack, so there must be a double turner with North. If, as you pointed out, partner's got ace 1 and there's a 4 to the 10 somewhere, you don't want to block the suit, that sort of thing. So it's very interesting. final reason is that the declarer may win because he hopes that suit's breaking and doesn't want to switch to the other suit, which is what actually happened.
So ball 6 was indeed flat. Robson got out for 1 down in 2 hots.
So here we see the folly of ducking the club. So not only was it not compulsory the first time, it was not compulsory this time. If Weinstein finds the switch to a spade, then this contract is heading down, because declarer's still got to exit twice, and the first one has to be in diamonds, and then a second round of spades will establish the suit for East while he's still got the ace of hearts.
Shows how right East was to leave the hearts alone for the moment. If partner has led from Queen to 4, there's no need to play them straight away. He's already advertised his Ace-King. Well, maybe not. Declarer may have held up the ace, I suppose. Anyway, to win with the king and switch was good defence.
Are you saying, Bill, are you saying that Gold should have foreseen this and gone up with the ace of clubs?
No. I'm just saying that the term that ducking the club was compulsory was pretty off. Because of exactly the reason one of you gave, that you have to fear a switch to the other danger suit. However, Weinstein wasn't able to read the position, so all's well that ends well.
Yeah. I'm told that the switch is obvious. Well, everything's so obvious with all cards in view.
At the other table, Forrester won deceptively with the ace of hearts and led back the 5, leaving declarer a guess. But declarer read it and went in with the queen.
Yeah, very nice indeed. Mextros would have figured, well, if he's got if he's got Ace Jack X, you know, if he's got Ace Jack X, he's probably going to switch rather than give up a trick in hearts. It's a little bit of bluff and counter bluff there, but that was nice, that play. Ace of hearts and then low heart up with the queen. Well done by both of them.
Was a true example of a 1-no trump hand that had interest at both tables. Plenty of meat on that one.
Yeah. So, pretty uneventful 3-no trumps coming here, I predict.
Yes, it doesn't really seem to be the values for a slam, so this is a genuine dull board.
Aha. So this is 4 suits for them. So 1 spade would be natural. Well, that's an okay treatment, if you like to play that. So that 1 spade isn't ambiguous, either 4 suit or spades.
Yeah, it's very playable. I mean, it's only of any use, really, any practical use, if you have to open short minors. In that case, it's entirely possible that the opener has 4-4 in the majors when he opens a club. And 2 spades is not particularly high for a 4th suit forcing bid. Sometimes you have to bid as high as 3 diamonds to get the 4th suit in. These are very tricky hands when responder has a bit extra and no really easy way to describe his hand now that jump shifts have gone out of fashion a few decades back. Somehow he's got to try and find out if his partner's got something extra below the game level. In club games they'll just go into 6 no trumps and say, oh, well, you only put down the 12 count or something. In other words, they have to guess.
Well, I guess 4 no trumps here would be a possibility. If depending on whether West has in some way limited his hand.
This is quite a playable 6 no trumps, as you see, if both the minors come in.
Well, you don't really want to be in 6 now.
Well, you've got a good chance, really, of 5 diamond tricks, and then in clubs, maybe there's doubleton 10, doubleton jack in the north hand, where you can judge to finesse on the 3rd round. Anyway, they're close to it, that's the point. I think 4 no trumps and West to then pass would be okay.
I'm told that you have 12 tricks in no trump. Did I miscount? Can only see 11.
Somebody miscounted.
Well, double dummy, there's a very easy 12 tricks. You play the king of clubs, and then you cross over to the dummy and you run the 9 of clubs. Bob's your uncle.
I see. Obvious. Of course. How can you not do that? I'd rather go for the double squeeze. Which is a possibility in this hand.
Whoa! What foolish commentator said this was a dull deal?
I did.
Oh, actually I thought it was me, Roland. Maybe we both did. I wasn't trying to insult you.
No, it's no insult. It's fine. Now, wait a second. It takes a spade lead to break up the double squeeze, actually, in 6 no trumps. Because if you don't find it, you will take 12 tricks. I mean, the legitimate way, and not by letting the 9 of clubs run.
Does the count not have to be rectified for the double squeeze, which gives them a chance to play a spade?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, you have to lose a trick. That's true. Without cutting your communication in spades. But can you give up a heart? Now say you get a heart lead.
I think it's going to be a heart or the stiff club.
I don't understand the 6 diamond bid anyway.
No, that's a minor.
Yeah, well, Kit has just spotted that the 10 of clubs lead. Oh gosh, 10 of clubs lead, and then he's going to run the 9. Don't tell me that's going to happen.
Well, hang on a second. Has he got the entries to do this? Well, he didn't find it, which was probably pretty good for the English.
Good, I'm spared that horror.
He did have the entries. Club lead 1, diamond to the queen, spade to the ace, draw trumps, heart to the ace, run the 9 of clubs.
Well, this is another very big hand. Absolutely huge. If somehow it's made, that closes up the gap. If it's not, that gap becomes really big.
But the problem here is that I don't think you can make 6 diamonds on a hard lead, because you cannot afford to rectify the count for the squeeze in 6 diamonds. So I don't think he can on this layout. Even if he knew the club layout, he can't do it because he's an entry short now, right? It won't work.
This is a lot better slam than some of the slams we've seen bid. If the clubs were 3-3 or could be picked up, and the diamonds, couldn't say it was particularly lucky. It's totally bizarre that they're playing it in diamonds. So there you go.
Well, he'll certainly duck a spade at some point, or maybe he'll just play a spade to the jack right now, just in case the king-queen is onside.
Yeah. What kind of lead was this, the 7 of hearts and the queen from north? Well, that queen could be from any holding, including a singleton, of course. But in that case,
typically you might want to duck a round of...
Well, East knows it's not a singleton lead, because that would give... East knows the queen of hearts isn't singleton, because that would give gold a big run of hearts, jack 10-9. He wouldn't have led the 7 from that. I think you should play a spade at this point, planning to insert the jack.
Another option is to duck a heart to isolate the heart guard. But that would only be, yes, I see you probably made the point, yeah, that would only be a positional squeeze against south, so not so wonderful. See, if he had as little extra as 9-8-7 of spades in the dummy, where he could run the 9 and still have the club position in reserve, or various different squeezes in reserve, it would become a good contract.
No longer. It says here a heart return works as well.
Yeah, that would cut you off. It doesn't work. How do you suggest that it makes now?
Well, I thought running the diamonds here would force north to shorten the spades. So he'll have to drop the spade stopper. And then south I thought would get squeezed on the clubs, but I must be wrong about that.
It seems that north-south at this stage have absolutely no problem what cards to keep. Bakshi can see that he
Oh,
must
I
hold
see
the
the problem.
clubs.
He is squeezed.
Dummy's squeezed.
You know, the squeeze is there, but dummy has no discard available on the fifth diamond. That's annoying. If he throws a spade, then the communications is gone. How irritating. Yes, if he returned a diamond, as Kit points out, he can run the diamonds. He doesn't have to run the diamonds. He can test the clubs first. And that will exert the pressure on south, positionally.
Hand. Still don't understand six diamonds.
No, six diamonds is amazing, and although we can say it's an unlucky board for the US, they're very, very lucky that six diamonds had any play at all. Because on single queen, I really don't understand that. A board like this really will put up the heart rates of the players. It's even putting up my heart rate.
I'm calm.
Probably without my heart pills would have finished me off.
Well, Weinstein knows he can't make it anymore.
If this slam goes down, which seems is about what's going to happen, then we must remember that Golden Bakshi had various chances to give it away. Fortunately, we've not seen how it could be done. One of them was to lead the 10 of clubs. Singleton lead against a suit slam would have given a possible chance. And those two leads of hearts by gold seemed to be exactly what was required, so that's what you need on a crunch hand like this, Operation Big Deal. Two defenders who are thinking carefully about every trick. Well done.
Yeah, he might have just played a heart back in case his partner could rough it. It wasn't impossible. But nevertheless, he did very well to stay off the club lead, which I think would have given the contract away.
So let's get some more one-no trump contracts, because David can't take any more.
That was a dramatic board, and aren't we lucky that BBO is here so we can watch the drama as it happens. May have gone well for one country and badly for the other. That's just the luck of the draw, but it's just wonderful to be here to actually see it happen. So many thanks again to BBO.
Well, 24 boards to go and a margin of 38. This is starting to get just a wee bit serious for the Americans.
Yes, but this team, you know, the nickel team, is renowned for their comebacks, you know, in ACBL events, where they have been way behind, was 15 or 16 balls to go, and recovered. I'm not trying to make you too nervous, David, but just telling the truth, facts.
Well, it's true. They are the comeback kings, aren't they? Meckwell. They've had a lot of huge comebacks over the years.
And talking about comebacks, you remember how Australia were way, way, way ahead of Sweden at some point, and now the Swedes are leading in that match. So anything is possible.
Just seen that England are also having a comeback.
so interesting after all. And in a way it is, because if South had led his Singleton club, it would probably make. Okay, nothing we can do.
That crash gave me a chance to have a look at the other matches on BBO, and they're all incredibly close. USA2 have had a huge comeback versus China. They've picked up 40 imps so far. Poland France is very close. USA Ireland in the seniors.
Yes, before we crashed I was about to say England seniors had also picked up against Poland and were now only 6.5 behind after being about 25 down early on.
I'm told that 4 spades can be made here. Well, it is academic. I haven't analysed. But, I mean, 1-note trump is just normal. How on earth are you getting to 4 spades? Even if you play a weak note trump, how are you getting to 4 spades? To say you play a weak note trump and you open one of a minor or one heart, whatever, my partner responds 1 spade, and you jump to 3 spades, you think partner will raise? Maybe.
Yeah, I'd like to see you make 4 spades on a trump lead. Doesn't look makeable to me, not even close.
No, although you find the 8 of clubs on side, you still have problems in 4 spades.
Well, the clubs are friendly, but the hearts and diamonds aren't. I think that's a bit of a fantasy.
Your prophecy of a 1-note trump contract after the excitement of 6 diamonds came to pass, Roland. We bow down before you.
It's just because you are here. So I arranged that so that you can calm down and wait for the next one. The entry shifting squeeze on board 14.
Last 5 boards we've had 4 1-note trump contracts and 1 hair-raising 6 diamond contract. Fair exchange for 4 1-note trump contracts. Many will open the east hand with all the honours in the long suits, particularly if they're playing a strong club system, so the range is narrower for a 1 bid elsewhere.
It's a very good result for England from the other table, where Forrester Robson doubled Rockwell in 3 hearts, collected 500 against nothing. Same may happen here, of course. I expect East to double, and West will likely pass this.
Levin is facing a passed hand, so he won't expect game to be on. He'll certainly be contemplating a pass here to try and pick up 200 or so.
I'm asked if 3 hearts is too much. Well, it is here, but I don't mind 3 hearts at all. It was also a bid made by two world-class players.
Yes, I think the only alternative is 4 hearts, so let's not crucify the 3 heart bid. Would you lead a trump here against 3 hearts
England
double?
already have 500 in the bag from 3 hearts doubled.
I think you have a delay now, David, after the crash.
Yes, I've got your voice breaking up again, so I'll go out and come back.
Okay. So who is thinking now? Obviously not south, so it must be west. Well, he can't be thinking 3-note clubs. And he is facing a past partner. Well, maybe partner has 5 spades, not strong enough to bid 3 spades over 3 hearts. But in that case, you should still take the money. I mean, you can't rely on partner to have 5 spades. So yeah, well, that's what happened.
It's a vaguely helpful lead.
Yes, certainly not the best lead, but understandable.
Well, it's what I would have led, certainly.
Forrester led a trump.
And then what happened?
And Declarer played a diamond, which East won, and now he played a club, I guess transposing the situation.
Oh, I see. So Robson let the 9 hold? Or what happened? Did Declarer overtake the 9 if West follows small? He overtook to play a diamond. Yeah.
Yeah, he overtook to play a diamond, and now a club was played to the 8, 9 and 10. And the fullness of time, I guess Declarer had to lose 2 club tricks and 2 heart tricks and 2 aces.
well, Weinstein pretty much knows the whole hand. Partner having no more than the queen of clubs, nothing in diamonds. So 4 hearts with some goodies, and the ace of spades, obviously.
Across the 3 events, there are so many close matches. I think this has been the best set of quarterfinals I can remember. We don't seem to have any wonderfully outstanding teams.
Perhaps Levin might play the ace of hearts now and switch to a club, back to a club.
Ooh, red hot, Bill. Very good.
Well, he's certainly not going to play a diamond, so it's just automatic 2 down.
You can see from the slowness of the play that the tension is high in the playing room. Only just 1.5 sets to go, and in a match that has been close much of the time, you certainly don't want to make one careless mistake that you're going to regret for a long time to come. Often still thinking about it 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right. Flat board. Still have 6 to play. Has it been slow? They started well. Has been slow, hasn't it? They've been playing for 1 hour and 48 minutes now. I think so. The allotted time is 2 hours and 20 minutes to complete 16 boards playing with screens.
Yeah, one no trump contracts tend to be slow, and a lot of the other ones were high premium hands where they had to really make sure they didn't give a big swing away, so we'll forgive them if they've been a bit slow. But I think Mexroth and Rodwell, who are pretty quick at the other table, they're also playing at the same rate, aren't they? I'll just have a look.
They're 2 boards ahead.
They're 2 boards ahead.
But the 6 diamonds, which they didn't encounter at the other table, which was just in a dull 3-note trumps, was the difference, I think, or much of the difference in the pace.
But I can tell you, and in the Bulgaria-Sweden match, the table with Nyström Upmark and Mihov Stefanov finished about 5 minutes ago.
The women's match between USA1 and England, they've been trading big swings. Every time I click on refresh, the margin has either reduced by 10 or got back to where it was. So the big swings seem to be going alternately between the 2 sides.
This is not good for England. No, he treated his hand as balanced. So this was the way to show 18-19 balance. He couldn't open a club and show that later. So he had to open a diamond and hope for the best. And Bakshi thinks that he has a diamond suit.
Well, if he thought he had a diamond suit, I'm not quite sure why he bid over 1 diamond.
Well, that's true. It's not non-forcing, so you don't have to bid. I wouldn't. 1 diamond, these colors. Why would I bid?
Well, I think he should certainly have passed 2 no trumps.
Yes, good point. And I think we would agree that he should pass 3 spades. In fact, he should have passed at each and every opportunity on this board.
Well, 1 out of 3 ain't bad. May lead the jack of clubs here. Unless he places his partner with a diamond void on the bidding.
I guess he'll lead a minor. That was the club, well done. And this is a contract only its mother could love.
Yeah, it's not easy to get to your hand. It will take a while.
Two reasons why it's better in spades than in diamonds. One of them is that Bakshi doesn't have to put his dummy down. It's a great laughter.
Well, remember that the Jack denies the 10, so Levin won't play another club. They need 10 from Jack 10. So unless it's a singleton, the 10, well, the 10 is in declarer's hand.
On the other hand, this is not very appetising for Levin either, is it?
Yeah, but perhaps this is good enough, because now they have set up rough.
Of course, if Bakshi had passed one diamond, that would have been passed out. And maybe that's not much difference from three spades in terms of being a viable contract.
Funny, look at the auction in the other room, where East-West came in very, very late in the auction.
Yes, well, it just didn't make much difference, did it? Because two spades would have been okay.
Well, I'm guessing Bakshi will lead a heart here and try and guess the suit.
Yes, I agree with you, Bill. Because if he plays a spade to the Jack and it holds, what on earth is he going to play from the dummy? So it looks like the right time to play a heart, doesn't it?
Of course, there's no guarantee that he'll get a bit of a blind guess this one.
Usually the Jack is the better card in case both honours are onside.
As against that, perhaps there was a tiny inference from the auction when Weinstein chose a Jack X lead, Jack 9 lead. Perhaps when the Queen of Hearts may be fourth, he might have led a heart. but he would never have let a heart if he had the ace. Perhaps that's why he went in with the king. So 2 off, I imagine. The Queen of Spades can take a trick here on the 4th round of clubs.
Yeah. He has to lose 2 spades.
Oh no, well, the cleric can pitch perhaps.
Yes, it's right. It's right to go up with the king, because if East has the queen, he will score it regardless, because he can overruff.
Yes, but he could have brought himself back onto a guess by playing the Queen of Diamonds, pitching the King of Clubs from dummy. But then for all he knows, a heart would have come through. In fact, it would have. So yes, he did the right thing. No, I don't think North lost track at all. I think he played it fine, but he needs to be a better guesser.
Another 20-20 hand. This time they're all balanced. Three of them with 4 333. Very unusual.
Bidding at the other table was 1 club on the weak no trump type by West, 1 heart transfer, and South came in with 1 no trump. West doubled, which may be still a support double of spades, and East backed into 2 clubs because he had only 4 card spade suit.
Yes. In the other room, 1 club showed 2 cards, whereas 1 club here shows at least 3. And thank goodness I'm not on lead with the South hand. Well, I am now.
Trump, I think, probably. Seem to be having a lot of trump leads here.
Oh, Trump. What else can he lead?
Cards lie well, no singleton in any hand, so this will be a comfortable make, and maybe an imp going to USA.
It is true that maybe it's better to be on lead than to be declarer in 1 no trump. That would have been no fun at all for gold.
It's very surprising that Forrester Gold do play support doubles over a 1 no trump overcall, because there's plenty of time to decide where to play if they don't want to defend, and you're giving up the chance of a penalty double when you're strong. And there's a 0 count with North, and you could have caught them in 1 no trump doubled. I suppose East still has a chance to pass the support double if he's got 10 points or so. Yes, the other point I was intending to make was that even if I was playing support doubles, I just would have passed over one no trump on the West hand. Don't think it's that important to show 3 spades.
So the final set is scheduled to start in 45 minutes, 10 minutes to the hour. So they are behind here, and they won't get much of a break, and we won't get much of a break. Well, it looks like this contract is going to make, even if declarer misguesses hearts. At some point, Gold will underlead his ace of hearts. After cashing a diamond, he will probably switch to a low heart, or maybe just exit the club. Then declarer will have to guess the hearts himself.
Well, the play on this trick will place north with the Queen of Spades, and he probably can't have the Ace of Hearts as well after the one no trump bid.
No. No. In that case, Southend has overcalled one no trump vulnerable against not on 14. Very, very unlikely. I agree. But wait a second. Can't he still have the Queen of Hearts? That would give him enough points, right? No, 14 only. No, only 14.
Well, if South had ducked from ace queen X, which is not very likely, now North might have the ace of hearts, but way against the odds that all that has happened. These players are all fearless, as we know, and they appear to be fearless of the local tournament directors as well. Way behind time and spending many minutes playing a spade part score.
Yeah. They have 12 minutes from here, and surely they can't play 4 balls after this in perhaps 10 minutes. But what are they going to do about it? I don't know. Are they monitored? I don't know. Obviously, they have the video. They can study in detail later, but they don't really have time because the players need to know whether there's a time penalty, imps withdrawn.
So they got him to misguess the hearts, but that was only for an over trick, I think. There's no uppercut available. In any case, he could threaten to throw his heart away if a diamond was played and roughed by North. Possible gold will cash the ace of hearts now. Gosh, the club goes away. Well, they've defended this pretty well.
I have actually.
Swing from nowhere.
Yes. Rough and discard didn't help Declarer. It did help North. That's right.
But the 8 of spades promotes. Incredible.
Well, it largely followed from the misguess in hearts, which we weren't expecting, and that followed from gold not winning the first round of trumps. Wow. Worth waiting for.
Well, this may take some time as well, you know. I'll probably get to 4 spades.
Shows a strong raise to 2. Bakshi is now worth at least a game try, but only 5 losers in the hand.
It's worth adding that it shows exactly 3 spades.
Yes, he might try for game the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, bid it and try to make it.
That's what I was thinking. If that's a strong raise to 2. Pity about the king, queen, jack of diamonds opposite my singleton ace.
So I guess gold will bid game now. He doesn't know whether his diamonds are worth anything or not. In fact, they're not, because not only can the defenders take 2 club tricks, the ace-king's on lead, so they don't even have a problem. And Declarer had no quick entry to get to the blocked diamonds to take discards anyway.
Yes, I think gold had an automatic accept with the doubleton heart. I think if you'd swapped his hearts and clubs, then perhaps you would have refused that game try.
Yes, I mean his diamonds might have been worth quite a lot, so he couldn't afford to gamble a pass. We've seen players try the queen on some hands from Declarer, but it's not much use here. In England, most pairs play ace for attitude, king for count. They might have led the king here and got an odd signal from West, knowing that another club would then stand up, whatever antics Declarer got up to.
I hope he would get an even signal. And West has 4.
I'm told the Queen of Clubs false card worked when Denmark were playing against France and they picked up a 12-inch swing.
I like to play that the king asks for count. I don't know about you guys, so no false card's going to work.
Yes.
Yes. It's universally played, not universally, it's played by loads of players over here at all levels and played by nearly everyone at the 5 and 6 level, even in North America where they don't like the idea in general.
The Americans are a bit more attitudinal, are they?
They're a bit more traditional, I think. They're sticking to leads which they were made 40, 50 years ago, and not that happy to change. Problem with playing ace, well, there's certain technical advantages anyway, playing it the way round of ace strategied king for count. Because if you lead the king, you don't know whether to encourage, if it could be from king queen or ace queen. When you've got the jack, you don't want to encourage if the lead is from ace king, so it's a little bit more difficult the other way around.
Yeah, there's no questions there where there are setups where the ambiguity of the king lead, king queen or ace king, is a problem. But I must say it's maybe 20 years now that I've been playing ace strategy and king for counts, and it very rarely seems to cause a problem.
But even if you force guard with the queen of clubs, how are you going to make it if he switches?
Well, you don't have an entry to the block diamonds. We noted that.
Yes.
Are you saying someone made it, Roland?
The Danish ladies made it against France.
Right. Well, I don't want to give away results on other boards, but apparently England have a huge board waiting for them from board 16, and they don't want to have boards taken away through slow play at this table.
It won't happen. It does not happen at international championships. So don't worry about that. It only happens in ACBL land. Boards are never taken away.
Well, that's great news, Roland. Many thanks.
Of course, it could be fouled.
Well, they need a quick claim. I mean, they have 1 minute. Three boards to come. So I better have my lunch now, I suppose, David, since we won't have any time at all after board 16, right? Before we are back on.
Well, I don't want to miss whatever fireworks there were on board 16, and the players are bound to be given some sort of break to score up and get a cup of coffee, say.
Yeah, but David, you have a wife to deliver your lunch. I don't.
Oh no, I always get my own lunch. They play standard Michaels, so I don't know what Bakshi's thinking about. Oh, I better look at the card again.
Non-standard Michaels, perhaps.
No, sorry. The point is that I've watched Forrester and Robson play about 7 times running, so I've got their convention card by my shoulder, not the Bakshi Gold one.
There's quite a good concept that I've taken up recently, that after a one club opening, play 2 diamonds as Michaels and play 2 clubs as 5-4 in the majors. Don't know if either of you guys have heard of that idea. But the concept is that with 5-4 in the majors, sometimes you're not sure whether to double or whether to overcall in the 5-card suit and risk missing a fit in the 4-card suit. So you overcall 2 clubs, and then partner can relay back with 2 diamonds if he just wants to play in your longer major. Hasn't come up yet, but it seems like quite a good idea. Maybe the English guys use it.
Yeah, over here it's known as the Jacob's defense, actually, Bill. Very popular.
I like that method over a 3+1 club, Bill, because then I don't want 2 clubs as natural. If 1 club can be 2, it's debatable whether you want to distinguish. Then perhaps you want 2 clubs as a natural bit and 2 diamonds as the majors.
Yes, well, we decided to be real men and overcall 3 clubs naturally over a short 1 club.
I've got some news for you, Bill, and that is I know of at least 1 pair who do play that method, and that is Bakshi and Gold.
Yay! So there it was, we saw it in action, sort of. But you've had those hands, haven't you, where they open 1 club, or maybe even 1 diamond, but 1 club for the moment, and you've got 5-4 in the majors, and half the world doubles, and the other half of the world overcalls the 5-card major, and neither of them are entirely happy about it.
It's not so bad to overcall the 5-card major.
But the risk is clear. The risk is that you may miss out on a fit in a 4-4 fit in the other major.
Yes, but it's not that bad either over a minor to let the Michaels be at least 5-4. Then you still have the natural meaning of 2 clubs.
Right, here the hope for Declarer is that he can get a diamond away on the club. Unfortunately, Levin has 3 aces, and the diamond lead will set up a 4th trick immediately.
Might lead the ace of spades to take a peek.
Yeah, possible. I'm asked, will USA be penalized or both? We have absolutely no idea. We don't even know if we get a penalty, but we can see when we come back because we know the scoreline.
Hardly worth penalising both anyway in a head-to-head match.
That's true. They can take 100 imps away from both teams, and then we have 87 to 50. Wonderful. But that could, of course, be a weighted score, where one team, you know, is penalized an X amount of imps and the other team a Y amount of imps. That's possible.
Are the TDs good at algebra in India?
Yeah. Now, the reason it can be right to find both is that if the same pair infringes again, then the fines will be increased. And what about if they play against each other again? Then that's no good.
Now they need a heart ruff to break it.
Yeah, that's right. Now, that's a possible defence, isn't it?
Well, they can't see the Queen of Clubs in Declarer's hand.
But for the diamond shift to be right, East has to have both the Queen of Clubs and the King of Diamonds.
Yeah.
So this is a very pregnant moment.
Was a good reason not to lead the Ace of Trumps anyway, because they would be giving up the chance of a ruff.
Yes, if you lead the Ace of Trumps, you're going to have to switch to a diamond. So he's zagged when he should have zigged, and this is a big swing, or 6 imp swing, shall we say. But 11 imps in a way, because it probably should have gone down 1. I'm told that another American, Craniac, did find the heart switch to defeat 4 spades.
I wonder what assumptions you can make about a hand that goes straight to 4 spades facing a non-vulnerable Michaels, even though he's a passed hand. Looks like he may have something pretty good in hearts.
Yeah. I think Weinstein would have suit preference for a diamond, not being aware of what was going on. He played the 3 of clubs at the trick 1, and I think that Levin probably obeyed the diamond signal.
Yeah, but there was no way he could know that a heart switch would be right, Bill.
No, I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying, well, partner, I'd better tell you about my good diamond card. Wasn't unreasonable at all.
No, not at all. It was still open to West to make the inference I mentioned about gold going to 4 spades on a passed hand, the sort of thing he might do with King Jack X of hearts on the side. It's rather a surprise, unless he's got 5-card spade support.
In the other room, West opened in second seat, a weak 2, a multi 2 diamonds to show a weak 2 in one of the majors, and indeed he is weak. North overcalled 2 no trumps, well he had to do, and was raised to 3. And East had a cunning plan against 3 no trumps, with a certain entry in hearts.
Be a takeout double.
Yes, that would show 4 hearts for many people, not for me, and not for North-South, just cards showing.
Of course, East may have a fairly weak, shapely hand with spades on occasions, but against that he may have something like the hand he's got, a pretty good spade suit that he can set up, and an ace too. Oh, they've gone to 3 no trumps, right. Now, will East double as a result of previous boards? No.
can't really. He doesn't know partner has an ace. So he's going to start ace of spades, queen of spades. But then again, the carer could have 9 tricks.
Well, that's the obvious defence anyway. So let's hope they can save some time here. In fact, as the play is fairly obvious, I'll do a quick summary of the session here. We've had a very good view graph operator. I don't remember a single fault. Every single play and bid recorded perfectly. Well done to him. Many thanks for doing that vital job, without which we wouldn't be able to get so much pleasure from watching the world's best tournament. Who gets the big thanks for that? BBO, as always. We all appreciate it. We all really love it, and the commentators enjoy it just as much as all you kibitzers do. Being able to watch a tournament live rather than wait three or 4 weeks for a magazine to arrive to see a few hands, which is what I had to do going back 40 years or so. So thanks to them. Thanks to Bill and Roland. We always get along very well as a trio, trying hard not to talk on top of each other, which sometimes happens through electronic failure and sometimes just through bad luck pressing the button at the same time. So sorry for the US spectators if they haven't enjoyed it as much as I have, but that's the luck of the game, and USA1 nearly always win all their matches. Maybe this will turn out to be an exception. Thanks to you all for watching.
Why did it only go 2 down at the other table?
That's a very good question, because it really should go 3 down. Which trick did they miss in the other room?
Oh, perhaps he didn't rush in with the ace of clubs.
No, ace pitched to spade for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes, it was sensible. It might happen here too. It's at this point. No, he came down to the singleton club.
Well, Levin encouraged clubs, so surely you should just throw a club away.
Right, that must have been it. Because clubs weren't discarded at all at the other table, so Forrester had to be a little concerned that partner had a protected queen of clubs, and he didn't want to have the jack drop on the first round of the suit.
All right, and on to that board David announced earlier. Spectacular board if you are an England supporter. Not so if you are a USA fan, of course. 1100.
North doubled the no trump, no doubt showing the 2-suit or maybe the majors. Redouble from East, pass, 2 hearts, now East bid 3 no trumps. South sacrificed in 4 spades, doubled.
double shows the majors.
Remember that 1100 was suffered by Mextroth and Rodwell. I'm not sure who was south because he was the one who took the big decision. Do you know, Roland? Can you tell us?
Mextroth in the past has sat south.
No, I'm not sure. I think Mac, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got 4 messages, 5, 6, 7, 8, telling me it was him. That was some view.
Actually, it's interesting because this 3-note trumps is making easily enough, I think. If he could have got out for 3 down, which he could have, he would have actually had a positive position on the board. It's all about guessing the heart suit. We're going to see this replayed here. You actually have to crunch the 10-9x of hearts. So David, this could potentially be a flat board.
Take another pill, David.
A beta blocker,
No.
perhaps.
Well, I'm on beta blockers, obviously.
Of course. Extra dose. So the defence performer trumpectomy, and the trick is to set up the hearts. And you can do it, but you've got to pick the heart suit.
This was just a dull 3-note trumps in most matches.
So spade, spade, heart to the king and ace, over to a diamond and a spade. That leaves just 2 entries to dummy, the 4th spade and the ace of clubs.
I think it's another example of restricted choice, isn't it? Queen 10-2, Queen 9-2, or 10-9-2.
I think so, yes. I think he took a restricted choice line.
I get a private message that Robson underled the ace of diamonds, and that may have put him off, but anyway, may be restricted choice.